Welcome back to Dancing with Death, everybody. You have left to go back to the bear cave, and unless there's anything else you want to do, pass out for the night.
Cave of the day.
I'm sorry, I missed that very first syllable.
Second bear cave of the day.
All right, we move on to the 28th of June. It's a Tuesday.
I will recast I have one stone. I will burn my last stone skin charge and recast for myself the next morning.
Roll me that D4 plus 1.
Oh shit, I need to pick up some stone skin charges before I left.
D4 plus 4.
Yep. Again? What is this?
It's beautiful.
Okay.
Okay.
So I would have had to burn a dimension door at some point to do a stone skin.
Fine. You can dimension door out of your sheets in the morning. Not really, because dimension door actually does create a physical portal in which something could follow you if it wanted to.
Okay. Next morning, I will also recast Phantom Steed and hit the road.
Okay. You travel along the east road, heading south, until you arrive in Shirebrook. Now,
we're going right to Shirebrook.
Now, we need to take a moment here and chat, because Dicing with Death and Hardcore Heroes operate in the same world at the same time. They're roughly about a month apart right now. So, if you want to do anything in Shirebrook, we run into the problem of crossing streams, which...
So I'm only going to Shirebrook because it's the only place to get a boat around here.
Okay. If you just want to get a boat, we can kind of gloss over the details, as long as you don't make any waves.
I'm wondering if we're overdue to have a confrontation with Tyrus. I don't want to necessarily want to murder him. Am I able to just roll through town, get a boat, and leave without it being a big deal? Because I'm a high enough level that I won't put up with Tyrus being a dick. If he's going to make it difficult for me in this town, we'll need to have a talking to. Or need to have a conversation.
Well, you don't see him when you go down to the docks.
Okay.
And he doesn't get in your way when you start looking for a ship to go to Parnassus.
Yeah. So if he's not around, then I can Georg probably just breezes through.
Yeah.
Kind of thumb the door. I mean, if no one accosts me, I was kind of expecting to get harassed in town, and it sounds like they kind of I'm able to just walk to the docks and book passage on a boat without issue.
Yeah. When you get there, you hear from the people you talk to that there's no ships that go to Parnassus. What you can do is you can take a ship to God, I'm blanking on its name. Where is it? I have it written down. You can take a ship to Lyra and then hop on another ship in Lyra and go to Parnassus. That should be quite possible. And there's a guy here that's leaving at the evening tide.
Yeah.
Headed for Lyra.
So I'll ask him how much for a cabin aboard his vessel if he has one, and if not, I will set up my wizard or my tiny sphere in a corner of the below deck area.
Well, you want your own personal cabin. That's a little more expensive. That's 10 gold a day. Elsewise, I can give you a hammock in the passenger section for 1 gold a day. And it's about a 4-day trip to Lyra.
Okay. 4-day at 10 gold a day.
Yeah. If you want your own personal cabin, that's the price. Everyone wants to sail in luxury. No one wants to pay the price of it.
So that would be 4 platinum, correct?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'll pay for the private cabin.
His mouth goes a little agape when you mention that you'll pay for the private cabin. But
it's probably his cabin, right? And so now he has to sleep with the crew.
Yeah, but he takes it happily. scoops up the extra cash, gives you his personal cabin, where at the end of the day you do learn Gaze Reflection.
Nice. Is that a first level spell or second? That was first. Gaze Reflection.
Have we reached the point at which you have so many first level spells that if you take off the amulet, you'll lose some?
13, 14, 15 first level spells out of my natural max of 18. I still have 3 more first level spell slots without performance enhancing amulets.
Cool. Right.
I believe I failed Unseen Servant. Is that correct?
I have no recollection. Okay, so you leave Shirebrook on the 28th, and it is that night, really.
Ooh, Stinking Cloud. I'm going to start learning Stinking Cloud.
That's a second level spell, right?
Yeah.
And your chance is 85%?
That is my base chance in 18. 80 is my chance.
Okay.
For non-specialist schools.
So you learn that spell 4 days later when you arrive in Lyra.
Cool. In those intervening days, I will probably spend some time scrying. So before I left, I said that I would leave word with Randall with how to contact me.
Right.
So I will tell him that we'll set up a meeting place where he could leave a note that I would scry on intermittently.
Okay.
I think I got this idea from the subreddit.
Nice. So
but
where's this place?
I'll tell him that I don't know. I would have met with Randall and asked him where he thought would be the most reasonable place to leave. Where he would do that, because I can't imagine. I guess I could have had that conversation with Baron Song, but I don't know that I trust him to sort it out. Maybe that would have been the way to do it, but I was feeling Randall.
All right, Randall sets it up with you. There is a.
So maybe if there's like a desk on his, he probably doesn't. I probably don't want to be scrying on his study. I probably want to pretend like I value his privacy enough to not scry on his study. So I would say if there's there's a library in town, right?
There is.
Yeah.
He says he will set up a thing in the library, at the last shelf in a room.
Yeah. So I'll say I'll check in there when I can, every couple of days or week or so. So if if there's an issue with the in the county while I'm on travel, that he can leave a note there, and I'll check on it and come back or address it as soon as I can.
Cool.
And there's probably he probably asks about. He had been asking for donations for the library or books or something. So I probably, sure. When I get back, I'll totally set up some book lending deal or something. I'll let you borrow some of Lady Redshield's library or whatever. Book print. Okay. And so I'll check on that probably once on the voyage. I'll probably be creepy and spy on Lady Dysek. If I catch her whispering to herself again, I would want a clairaudience at that moment.
You do not catch her whispering to herself again.
Mm-hmm. Anything else that I want to check? I'll probably also try and see what's going on in Anvil. It may not even be worth you telling me at this point. Or telling.
You see a large army sieging the town.
Yeah. And a naval blockade as well, probably. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And in Lady Dysek, everything seems totally normal.
Yep.
And Randall doesn't leave any note in the first, say, 3 days.
Nope.
That I'm gone. Other than that, I'm mostly studying. I guess I've got the private cabin, so I don't need my tiny hut. I think that's about it. So I guess we reach Lyra. Lyra, what'd you call it?
Lyra.
Lyra.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Lyra is in the kingdom of Matava, which the captain lets you know partway through your journey is a matriarchal slave state where all the males born in it are slaves.
Well, Georg is, I mean, he's heard these rumors, and he is probably quite intrigued at this society that he had never even conceived of as a possibility. I'll probably just stick to the docks and try and book passage out.
That's what the captain's telling you when he brings this information to you. He's like, hey, man, so this place is a little bit different.
If you go into town, you'll never leave.
Yeah, they don't like foreign men walking through their town. There are free men in their society. It's not totally foreign to them, but they're few and far between, and you'll probably be mistaken for an escaped slave at least once. So probably better just to stick to the docks where it's cool. I recommend hopping on the first ship out of there. They're not bad people. They're just very business oriented, and they do not play games. So
sounds like just my type.
Yeah. Good merchants. Real good merchants. Great warriors. Fantastic at putting down slave revolts.
So do you always deal with the women? Are all the merchants female?
All their citizens are female. Yes.
Citizen. What is this word you speak of?
Well, you see there, in a society, you've got multiple levels of people, and he proceeds to explain citizenship.
I don't think citizenship is a concept in whatever kingdom we're from, right? There's lords, and then there's peasants that basically work the land, right?
Perhaps.
In service to the lords.
Yeah.
I'm sure I know what the word citizen means, but it's
probably a strange concept. Someone that lives somewhere but is not a part of the kingdom, technically? What? Weirdness.
I'm able to wrap my head around it.
You do have 19 int temporarily.
I probably already conceived of this as a possibility even before it being confirmed empirically in the real world. All right, so I will disembark in Lyra and just wander around the docks asking captains or whatever for if any of them are heading to Parnassus.
One of them is heading off the next day for Parnassus.
I think Georg is quite bold. I mean, he's still like mild-mannered and subdued, but like, I mean, I'm a 17-year-old kid who also happens to be an 8th level dimensionalist. With Stone Skin Cast, I feel pretty invincible. So it's not like I boldly walk up to ship captains.
Yeah, it seems on the docks everything's pretty fair. You do notice that the guards on the docks are all women. They have breastplates made of hammered bronze and carry elegant spears. They'll also have helmets on with big red fur going across them.
I probably stare a little too long and fumble around looking for a captain who's heading to Parnassus.
Yeah, that's not too difficult to find one. Eventually, you find a captain who's headed to Parnassus.
Parnassus is not in Natava, or is it?
It's in Drekis.
Okay.
Next kingdom over. Few kingdoms over.
I probably didn't. I did not bother with deep pockets while I was on the ship. I probably just had all my stuff piled up around the captain's quarters. If he ever like knocked on the door, like peeked in the room, they would have been like, "What? Where did all that shit come from?" And then it all like the rooms suddenly cleared out.
Pickaxes and shovels and swords and
yeah.
Okay. You hop aboard the ship a couple days later and sail to Parnassus, which you arrive at on the evening of Monday, the 4th of July.
All right. Wait? I'm learning Stinking. I just learned Stinking Cloud, right?
You did learn Stinking Cloud, yes.
So I guess I'll start. Ooh, a chip of mica on Shatter. The material component's interesting enough that fits in with my character enough that I may need to.
A chip of mica? Why does that fit with your character?
Yeah, it's just a cool mineral. Maybe it fits in with me. What does it even do though? Blow stuff up? Small objects within a 3-foot radius are smashed into tiny pieces. That sounds like an utterly worthless spell. It's just like a badass display of force. I don't even understand. Oh, it can be focused against a single item of up to 10 pounds. Well, I don't know. It's interesting enough that I think I'll learn it, but maybe I'll learn one of these third. Haste seems pretty good. Melts meteors. Let's do haste.
Crystalline creatures suffer d6 points of damage per caster level to a maximum of 66. You want to learn haste though?
I think so. Is that reversible? Is this the reversible one?
No, because slow is the reverse of haste.
Oh, what is Maximilian's grasp? Is that a hold spell basically?
Yeah.
And then melts minute meteors was the little bomb she was throwing at me.
Mm-hmm.
5 meteors every round?
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be 1 per round.
Or 1 per round and still casting other spells, or 5 per round. It's pretty good. Especially against Stone Skin.
Yeah, it's a good War Wizard spell. I want all of them, and I'll probably never cast any of them.
Correct.
Let's just do Shatter.
I thought you said haste.
Sure, we'll do haste first. I'll come back to Shatter. I do want to memorize Stinking Cloud, so let me do a quick spell count.
Also, let me know what spells you have memorized for the day you arrive in Parnassus.
It's the same list that I gave you earlier, only I swapped in a Stinking Cloud. I don't know. My second level spell is Display Self, Knock, ESP, Stinking Cloud. I don't know what I had before. Do you want a full rundown again? Or?
No, we're good.
Yeah, we're fine. Got too many spells anyway. In the journey over, I would have clairvoyanced once more on Lady Dysek, once more on Randall's room.
Nothing.
Once more somewhere else. Where would I have? I don't know, whatever, that's fine. That's all that I really care about. And we pull into Parnassus. Do I get any rumors from the captain on what Parnassus will be like, or?
It's kind of a small podunk town. Ain't much going on here other than we got cargo to deliver.
Okay. Is haste the one that you have to roll a system shock?
It does magically age you 5 years, which means you need to make a system shock or die. I think.
Why would anyone ever cast that? Is it the caster that takes it, or is that
the whoever is aged?
Are you the number of creatures that can be affected is equal to the caster's experience level. Oh. I don't see it on the Real Goblins version.
Additionally, the spell ages the recipient by 1 year because of the sped up metabolic process.
Mm-hmm.
And then under System Shock, any sort of magical aging means you got to roll a System Shock check. It does seem to make haste utterly useless, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I would never cast it on myself. If I was a PC, I would never let my wizard cast it on me. I would resist. Can you cast it on your enemies and force them to make a system shock or die? There's not even a save. But I guess then if they pass, then they're hasted.
Petrification, polymorph, magical aging, etc. needs system shock checks.
Good call, Eben. I can haste the Phantom Steed. doubling its movement rate for a short period of time to 64.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty nice.
You know, I wonder if magical aging is meant to be spells that...
The wizard casts
Well-
like as a penalty, where it's like ages you 1 year.
Well, that's exactly what haste is. But I think maybe spells that are supposed to age you, that are aging spells.
Oh,
I wonder.
well, worry about it later. What's Parnassus like?
Okay. So you arrive at Parnassus in the evening. It is pretty late. No, I think System Shock is needed on the hasting.
Yeah, no, I feel like we've debated this over and over, and it keeps coming back to it is needed, and it's ridiculous that it is.
Yeah, I just think the System Shock
I mean,
roll
it's-
should probably be gotten rid of. Like, I like the aging on haste. I don't like the System Shock for magical aging. I like it for...
I mean, you can house rule that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
because really, why would it's like? I mean, I guess if you're in an emergency, you would let that be cast on you. But like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, there's like an Age Dragon spell, but that wasn't
Really?
until the Tome of Magic, so
What level spell is that?
like 7 or 8.
Oh wow! And so that could insta kill a dragon.
Yeah, and there's
That
also
one
like
I think
Age
will-
Plant and Age... A bunch of... The Tome of Magic has a whole bunch of things that are specifically designed to age things. Anyway, you arrive in Parnassus one evening. The docks are quieting down for the night. Most of the people seem to have moved off onto whatever it is that they do in their evening time. The ship pulls up, and what little crew there is immediately gets to work unloading their large crates. The ship captain takes back the key to the room from you and points you down the road to a tavern. I'm sorry, to an inn called Smitty's.
Well, sounds
Those-
perfect.
It's a pleasure doing business with you, and should you ever wish to stay and find comfort, just come find the Sea Wench again, and she'll take you wherever you need to go, as long as it's in the direction we're headed.
Alrighty. So I head to Smitty's,
Hey,
get myself a room, and let's like start the what you call it, investigation.
all right. How do you investigate that evening?
I'll start asking around the inn. Do I know the late lady song's name even?
Yes.
Heard it at one point in time, but I may have forgotten. You want an intel check or something?
Sure. Where's my...
Thing.
Yeah, I needed a thing. Where's your intel check?
It's 26.
Easy peasy. Her name is Nancy.
Nancy Song. Do I know her maiden name? Or did that ever even come up?
She was a commoner.
She was- Okay. And she would probably not be traveling under her current name.
So how do you begin the investigation of Lady Song?
Yeah.
The former
How-
Lady Song.
Oh, I should be transcribing locate creature from my scroll to learn it. I guess I could. Yeah. I can learn a spell from a scroll, right?
Yes, but it does expend the scroll.
To learn it.
Yes, because you have to cast it at the end of the scroll to really get it right.
I'd forgotten about that. Is it Am I ruffling feathers if I ask around the tavern about Nancy Song?
Well, you won't know until you do it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do?
I start off by so this is an inn. I'll set up a home base, get a room ready, and then I think explore the city.
All right. Well, it's a late evening here.
I am
You can
one with the
explore at
night.
night.
I've been cooped up on a boat for
Okay.
weeks.
You step out into the quiet town. It's not that big. Population's pretty small. Maybe 3,000, maybe 4,000. The streets are quiet except for the hooligans running about, kicking their soccer balls everywhere and drinking their beer in the streets.
Really?
Yeah.
Are the people look different from folks up north?
No, not appreciably. The
they
whole of
talk?
Arcadia is like roughly the size of France, so
Okay.
it's not a
Do
whole
they
lot of difference.
do they talk different?
These
Different
guys
accents?
here have a bit of an accent, not a super strong one, but there's a little difference in the way they speak.
Okay. The city is maybe I missed this. Is it most what's
Dirt
what's
roads,
the construction? Dirt roads, wooden
wood
building.
buildings. Yeah,
Is there a wall around it?
no,
Is there a keep or
not that you can see right now, but maybe by the light of day,
Mhm.
check it out.
or do I see temples, town halls?
You do
major
spot a temple.
landmarks? Mhm.
Do. There's a light up in the bell tower, kind of as a beacon. In fact, maybe it's supposed to be a crappy lighthouse. It's not spiraling or spinning, but there's a nice big light shining out of the top of the temple where the bell tower would be.
Okay. And I guess I'm looking at the different taverns to see which one I feel like asking around at.
Sure. You come across a half dozen taverns, but do remember that Nancy Song left 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Um,
So I don't know what kind of tavern I'm looking for. You said there were only 5 that I spot. I'll go to, I don't know, the adventurous looking one. I'll maybe pick one at random. One that looks, yeah.
you find Bubba's Grill and Tavern. Is that not the one you wanted to go to?
Seems like the place for a bounty hunter to stroll in looking for a lost lady.
Right. You see behind the counter Bubba. There's no mistaking him. He's got a long kind of soul patch goatee that kind of comes down to here. He's got a big belly with a white shirt over it that's just covered in grease stains. He's standing behind the bar where there's also like a stove on the opposite side of the bar. And he's frying up some bacon at like 11 at night.
Nice. I don't know if Bubba seems like the guy to ask for a rumor. I guess he does. You've already characterized him so well. So I'll sit down and order a rasher of bacon and ask to see.
Bacon's free with the whiskey.
Perfect. Make it a double.
So, what are you in here for? You ain't looking like the normal type of folk we get round here.
I look side to side. What do the normal type of folk look like?
They're kind of dirty. No, they look like they smell like they haven't bathed in a while. They look like they haven't bathed in a while. Their clothes aren't nearly as, you're wearing your like deep pockets coat. It's gorgeous.
I've got a deep, gorgeous 250 GP black trench coat.
Yeah, these guys are wearing crap.
Yeah. I look back to Bubba and I say, I'm here looking for someone. I think I'm still I'm standing at the bar. I take my shot of whiskey or whatever.
Oh, well.
Um,
Who can I help you find?
Well, I doubt she's going by her real name, but I'm looking for a woman named Nancy Song. Do I have
That's a song. That sounds like a noble.
Do I have a physical description of her?
You did see her in Memories.
Yeah. How did those were past lives cast on Baron Song's father's bones.
And there's
So,
also a portrait of her in the keep.
Okay. So maybe at least from, did you ever describe to me even like
I don't think so.
hair color, eye color?
She's got kind of like dirty blonde hair. She's of
Mhm.
average height and build. Hazel eyes.
It's so generic.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'll say, oh yeah, I'm like about yay tall, dirty blonde, hazel eyes. She is a noble. She may be hiding it, but
Well, there ain't no nobles around here that go by the name Song.
would have been passing through. Could have been years ago.
Well, shit, son, you ain't giving me much to work with. Anyone could have done
I
that.
put a gold coin on the table, and I said, I believe I'm giving you more than enough to work with.
Look, I ain't trying to cheat you here, but someone coming through years ago? I mean, what does this look like? A library? This is Bubba's Grill and Tavern.
Yeah,
You got bacon with your whiskey. I ain't remembering no nobles come round to here, and I don't think no noble ladies will even come through Bubba's.
I scowl at Bubba. I quickly finish my bacon and whiskey, and I think I'll head to the next bar and probably pull a similar inquisition at each of them. I'm guessing much to the same response. But I'll ask all the bartenders. I'm not making a huge fuss about it, but I'm also, I guess, not that quiet about it. So I do ask all the bartenders if they've heard of Nancy Song. She may have passed through here a couple of years ago, may have been using a different name.
No one seems to have heard of a Nancy Song. By the time you get done with the last bar, they're approaching last call.
Yeah, and I'll head back to my inn and go to bed. I need I wonder if she has any items that I could track. She didn't have, she was just wearing like clothes, right?
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have any noticeable like brooch or earrings.
See, in both your memory of her and in the portrait, she is wearing what looks to be like a 9-pointed star necklace.
Is that a symbol of the gods or something?
No,
Do I recognize the symbol at all? I mean,
that doesn't seem to be symbolic of anything. Just a very angular star necklace.
okay. All right. I do have a religion proficiency and spellcraft. It has no religious or arcane significance that I'm aware of. Locate object has an 160-yard radius. Maybe that's my next.
160 yards?
It's 20 yards per level. But it's like you use a twig and you wander around looking at it. So maybe that's what I do tomorrow is I use my second level spell slots to douse around town looking for a 7-pointed star. I don't know. We'll see. I go back to my inn and I go to sleep, rest up so that I can
Okay.
do that.
That night passes.
Yeah. I just
It is
realized
now Tuesday, the 5th of July. You are in Pernissus. You are looking for Nancy Song.
Okay. I think the next day I'm gonna use my 3 second level spell slots, it seems, to locate object around town on the off chance that I can stumble across the 7-pointed star.
9.
I may also, what?
9-pointed.
9-pointed, you changed that.
Nope, I didn't change it.
You said 7 at some point.
You
Must have
misheard.
been channeling Game of Thrones. All right, sure. Maybe I was channeling Game of Thrones.
Definitely. I tried very hard not to say 7 because it was the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah, so I get 3 castings, so that's a total of 24 minutes. It's got a 160-yard radius or 160-yard AoE, but it's in like a path. So I'll have to like spin and move and spin and move. So I probably get a couple. Let's see. I don't even know. About a couple of 160-yard radius spheres around, or circles carved out of the city. I'd probably start doing a grid pattern through the city.
Sure. On the third casting, you pick up a signature of this 9-pointed star.
Okay. I follow it to the source, chasing my little twig down the street like a crazy person.
The source is a jeweler's shop.
I think I burst on in there.
Hey.
And I'm if the spell's still going, I'll like follow it to the star, or look around to the star.
Okay. The jeweler in the shop is a dwarf. It's probably the first dwarf you've seen in a very, very long time here.
Do I immediately spot the 7-pointed star, or is it like in the back room? Do I see it on display somewhere?
It's hanging on the wall directly behind the dwarf. Kind of at
so
eye level for you.
Yeah, my little stick's pointing up at it, and I look down to him in fluent but probably unpracticed Dwarven. I say, "Hail, friend."
Ah! It's someone who speaks the mother tongue! Oh, so good to hear it spoken by a human. I rarely hear it at all.
Indeed, I studied much Dwarven runes in school, but seldom get a chance to test it on the streets. That piece, I say, pointing to the 9-pointed star.
Oh, you like it? It's quite popular with the ladies. Unfortunately, no one around here seems to be able to pay the prices I'm asking.
What's it worth?
Oh, it's worth a mighty fine price. 450 gold pieces is what that sells for. Are you looking for a piece for your lady?
Does he pull it off to display it to me, or he just leaves it up there? I like crush the little twig into dust or whatever happens at the end of the spell. Maybe somewhat discreetly, but who knows? And continue to look at it. And am I able to tell from this distance what it's made out of? Like, it doesn't sound from your description that it would be worth 450 GP.
So it is very elegantly made out of silver. It looks like, doesn't look like it's platinum, and it's got these sharp points that come out in 9 stars, 9 points, with the center being some sort of clear gemstone, maybe a diamond. Maybe I can't remember its name, but it's cooler than a diamond because it's got a better luminosity and produces a rainbow of colors.
Sapphire?
No. Starts with an M.
Gemstones named
Moissanite? How the hell do you pronounce this? Moissanite. Moissanite. It's like everything that's better than a diamond.
Moissanite.
Yeah. Moissanite.
Silicon carbide. Okay.
Yeah, it's just like a better gemstone all around. And it's still clear.
Okay. 450. It's like most of my liquid assets, but
do you got a special lady friend you're looking to buy for?
I'm still looking for my lady. Where did you acquire this piece?
There's a woman coming by, maybe a year or so ago. Real poor fisherwoman, says it was a family heirloom. She was down on her luck, had to sell it to feed her and the wee babe. I don't know how a fisherwoman comes across a gem like that. I tell you, she certainly did not inherit it, but...
I know it was a long time ago, but this woman, is she about yay high, dirty blonde hair, hazel eyes?
There wasn't a thing about her that wasn't dirty. Poor girl looked like she slept in the gutter.
But underneath all the dirt, she carried herself with a grace that she could not disguise.
Absolutely. Are you a friend of hers?
Yes, I know this woman. 450, you say?
Aye.
All right, I'll probably trade him these 250 GP rings that I have, in addition to 35 platinum. Shit. Is it worth even trying to barter on the price? Probably not.
Probably not.
I hope this thing is actually worth 450 GP. Do you happen to know the significance of this shape? Is it a common amulet? Have you seen one before in all your years as a jeweler?
9-pointed stars don't come around very often. They're kind of an older style back from before the gods split the lands into two.
Yeah. Could I have put the Truth Seer ring on to see if he's ripping me off with the...
You can put it on now.
Yeah. So I think I'm pulling out 2 rings. I'm pulling out my platinum. I'll also pull out the Truth Seer ring, slide it on my finger. And somewhat discreetly, but again, I don't know. I'm no thief. And I will ask him, you say 450 as I'm counting out platinum.
450 gold pieces, or I'll take gems, jewels, whatever else is.
And I think I wanted to avoid, if I didn't say it the first time, as I will say, so it's worth 450 as another question as I'm counting out the platinum to get it.
Maybe there's clouds up in your ears. Yes, lad, 450 gold. 450.
Is that enough to get? Would I be able to tell if he's lying, or it doesn't sound like he's actually? He could have weaseled his way around it.
Yeah, it seems like an awkward situation. So close to getting him to say what he needs to say to tell if it's a truth or a lie, but socially it's too awkward to ask him, what do you do?
I'll see how the conversation goes and keep the ring on. So he said that it's rare. He said he has seen them before.
Yes, the rare pieces, older styles. Most of them harken back from before the gods split the island apart.
Split the island apart. I haven't heard this legend, or have I heard this legend?
Yeah, you don't know. 1,500 years ago, when the gods split Arcadia into almost into multiple pieces. The Great Canals formed during the horrific event. Clerics all over the place got so uppity with themselves, put themselves far, far before the gods, and gods rended the land into pieces, threw us into chaos for hundreds of years.
Was it the gods?
You must be from Far East. You must be from the far, far East if you don't understand the history of Arcadia.
I guess I don't.
Well, lad, I might have only been on this earth for a scant 250 years. But it's a fascinating history. One I could spend a lifetime learning, still never be satisfied.
So I assume now that I am actually holding and inspecting this amulet, I want to ask him, I guess, confirm that he doesn't know the significance of the symbol. Like he said, he's seen it before. He said it dates back to 50. So this is 1,500 years old?
He says that usually pieces like this are that old, or older. It's an old style. It'd be like if you wear your beard, like a pharaoh wears his beard, kind of in that weird outward shape. It's like, no one does that, but I guess you could. It's just it's an old style.
Okay. And the number 9, does that mean anything?
Not that I'm particularly aware of. I think maybe there were 9 kingdoms back in the day. I don't quite know. Maybe it's one for each of your wives. One for each of your lives, maybe, if you're a pussycat.
9 lives, 9 pussies, both sound good to me.
Gives you a wry smile.
Well then, it's been a pleasure doing business with you. I hope we both got a fair deal.
I think we both came out quite square indeed.
Boom, do I get a lie, or is that, does he think we both came out square?
He thinks you both came out square.
All right, I'm going to be operating under the impression that this is actually worth 450 GP, if in case I need to pawn it off later, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be worth more than 450 GP the way you described it and talking about these moissanite minerals. Maybe it's not particularly valuable of a gemstone, I don't know. Up until the 1950s, no other source apart from meteorites had been encountered. I guess it has been discovered in the ground.
Yeah.
It's very rare. I don't know if it is. Whatever. Maybe in your world, meteorites are all over the place, or maybe it's from this great cataclysm.
Yep.
Or whatever.
Or maybe it's just kind of small.
Definitely not the cataclysm.
Not a cataclysm. No. Just a cataclysmic event.
All right. So I will take this and head back to my room to inspect and play with it. I think I'll probably need to wait until the next day. So if I'm correct, my ring of magic or my wand of magic detection.
You have a wand of magic detection? I forgot about that.
Yeah, it doesn't. I can just use it, and it doesn't like it can temporarily run out of juice, but it didn't blow. It didn't have charges, correct?
All wands have charges.
Really? So the way you describe when I was identifying it, the way you described it, it was like if you cast it a certain number of times, it may temporarily. You told me if you use it for a certain amount of time, it will run out of.
I'm gonna have to read the wand of magic detection again because I don't rightly remember.
I was led to believe that it was a timed, like it ran out of juice for a second or for a day. I mean, you didn't give me a particular length of time.
Here we go.
Yeah, it seemed like it could be used regularly without a charge, says Outlier in chat.
Operation requires 1 round, and successful rounds will point out successively less powerful magic radiation.
Yep, I got that as well.
School of Magic can be determined if 1 round is spent concentrating on the subject. 1 charge expended per turn or fraction thereof of use.
Okay.
Starting with the second round of continuous use, there's a 2% cumulative chance per round the wand will temporarily malfunction. So it still takes charges.
Okay, so it does have a certain number of charges. Mm-hmm. And to recharge those, you have to cast Enchant an Item and then
Detect Magic.
Is Enchant an Item is a 5th level or 6th level
enchantment spell, though.
But it's not universal. Mm-hmm. It's okay. Yep. Permanency is, but Enchant an Item is not.
I don't really know. You're not high enough level to do either, so.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I guess I won't use that willy nilly. And I have no idea.
Well, I think you were educated in a school, right?
Yeah.
So you would know that the average wand starts with 100 charges.
Mm-hmm.
And goes down from there.
Yeah.
So this wand theoretically probably has more than 50 charges on it. Mm-hmm. So I mean, you could use that once per game session and never run out before Georg dies.
A turn takes. So if I spend a round, but it takes a few rounds to go down the list of most powerful items in the room, doesn't it?
Yeah, each round it points to one, and the next round the next, and the next round the next.
So it'll use a couple of charges as I spend a few turns spinning around the room, staring, unless I hide myself. I guess if everything's in another dimension.
Well, each charge takes a full turn, which is 10 rounds. So if you put all your stuff in your deep pockets, it would go.
Or for a step into a pocket dimension, just me and the amulet and the wand for a second. Then I can just confirm that it's magic. So I can set it up to use just 1 charge to detect magic on the amulet.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and do that. So I use 0.1 charges to detect magic on this amulet. I probably do this in my hotel room, and I create a pocket dimension and step into it, leaving my coat behind with all my stuff for a minute.
So naked Georg walks into his pocket dimension with this amulet and this new necklace and the wand.
Yeah. Yep. I'd probably even take my amulet off to do this. A whole minute with the amulet sitting in a pocket.
Oh.
What if someone raids my room in that time?
I'd love to do that. So no, this amulet is non-magical.
Okay. Mark off 0.1 charges.
No, 1 charge.
He said fraction thereof.
Yeah. So if you, instead of a turn, for every up to 10 minutes. For every.
I thought you said the wording was fraction thereof.
So for every turn or fraction thereof, it expends 1 charge. So if you use it for 1 round or 10 rounds, it still takes 1 charge.
Oh. Now I'm not even sure if I want to use a charge. Whatever. I already said I did. I misunderstood. I thought we would be. I heard fraction, and I thought we'd be doing fraction charges. Whatever.
So you've got your amulet, your necklace.
Yeah, I'll be casting a past life on it in the morning. See if I can uncover anything.
Can you cast past life on items that have owned to people?
Oh, I might need. Let me double check. I'll have to use a soul.
Yeah, we cast by 9th level. A
I
possession.
do not have a soul.
You might have to go find a soul.
Ooh, I guess we're doing that tonight. Yeah, I will troll the streets looking for a vagrant late in the wee hours of the morning, like right before bed.
All right.
Just like find a homeless guy in a gutter, someone that looks like society's given up on.
All right.
I should probably be hunting down evil people that the world would be better off without, but this is the path of least resistance.
That night, you leave your tavern, walk out into the dirty streets. A few buildings over, there's Bubba's Bar and Grill. Not Tavern and Grill, Bar and Grill. That's what we're renaming it to.
Mm-hmm.
And in the alleyway between Bubba's Bar and Grill and Mr. Potter's Shop of Pottery, there's a drunk in the alley. He's got a wineskin kind of stuck in his mouth, and he's leaned back against the wall, his feet up on the other side of the alley, because the alleyway's not that big. I mean, that's the length of your legs and your hips put together, maybe a little less than that. He's got this wineskin, he's just kind of slowly nursing the whole thing.
Yeah, I walk straight up to him and say, "Here, look at this," as I throw a flash of colored sand in his face and cast a color spray. Unless he's a secret 6th level fighter who's a drunken adventurer who is just drinking his sorrows away in the alley here, he falls unconscious without a saving throw. Color spray, I think, it's almost in some ways it's better than Thunderstaff. It's at least way less of a scene.
Yeah. He falls unconscious. Maybe it's from the alcohol, though. He was pretty drunk. He could still be a 10th level fighter. You don't know.
All right. I produce Carl to, cut his guts open and harvest his soul.
Mm-hmm.
And pulling my robes tight around me, I slip out the opposite end of the alley and circle back around to my tavern. If he didn't have a coin purse, right? He was just a homeless dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there was a way to make it look like a robbery, I would have, but it sounds like he didn't have anything to rob.
Correct. Completely worthless.
All right. And I will head back to my inn room with a soul charged in the amulet.
Nice. Okay. You make it back to your room, and you have a past life memorized for now?
I don't, so I'll need to do that in the morning.
Well, why don't we take the morning on the other side of the break, because we're just about at an hour here, and we'll see if you can find out anything about Nancy's song in a wee bit. See you guys later.